Good morning. This is Natasha, founder of On Purpose Projects, bringing you another tip about how to create a high performance business website. A question I get asked all the time, uh, at least once a week, is what is the key to successful website project? And I know what people are asking me when they say that. They're looking for me to say, oh, good code, or, you hire the perfect person, or something like that. But really, there are three keys to a highly successful website project. Key number one is clarity. Anytime you're working with designers or developers, you want to be perfectly clear in what you want done and perfectly clear in how you explain what you want done. A lot of times clients will come to us and they have a vague idea of what they're looking for. And they expect that we can mind read and we can create it. And if we can't, it creates a lot of frustration and disappointment and comments like, what am I paying you for? Right? So in terms of the number one key to a successful project that eliminates frustration is you being perfectly clear on what you want. If you're not clear, take my website planning course below. But or if you're not clear, be aware that you're going to have to get clear, and that may mean either taking the course, like doing the planning yourself, or number two, paying someone to help you figure it out. There are a lot of web people who will do paid discovery and they will work with you to plan your project and review your target markets and figure out your messaging and your branding. There are endless people who will do that with you. They won't do it for free, or the good ones won't do it for free, but someone needs to plan your project. Clarity is the number one key. What's it going to look like? What's it going to do? Who are we selling it to? All those questions. Total clarity. Number two, communication. Communication is crucial. Communication will make or break a project. And I tell this whenever I start a new project. I always tell my client in advance, the success of the project and the timeliness of the project ultimately comes down to you. If you take 2 or 3 days to reply to an email, it bottlenecks the job. If your responses to my questions are not helpful or vague or not on point or not clear, and we have to go back and forth and back and forth, it wastes time and we can lose a day of work. If I ask you 4 questions and you only reply to 2 and I have to circle back on the other 2, that's a big waste of everybody's time. So communication in terms of comprehensiveness, in terms of timeliness, your ability to communicate with us well in a timely way, answering our questions, getting us the information we need keeps the project moving. A website project is a team effort. It's not one-sided. It's not you hire us and we do it all. We can only work as much as you give us feedback and as much as you give us direction to get the job done. Trust me, if you wanted us to make all the decisions, you would not be happy. You want to be involved even if you say, I trust you, just do it. That is never, never true in my experience. They do have an opinion. You do have a vote. You do have an idea of what you want, but a lot of times people won't tell us just because they can't be bothered. So making sure your communication, again, is clear and it is timely and it's comprehensive. And the third part of website project is kindness. And website work, technical work, especially in the case of us being brought in to fix something that's broken, let's say, is incredibly stressful. We know that you don't trust us. We know that you've already probably been burned by somebody who did a bad job. We know trust is low, and it is so easy to react if something goes wrong. And I run a dev team, so I completely understand. Like if something breaks, my first thought is who's to blame? Who's to blame? Like immediately I want to point fingers. Who did this? Who broke this? What happened? Right? But when you're hiring a team, it requires some trust that they know what they're doing. And if you can't extend that trust, I would really recommend not hiring somebody, because it does take some faith that these people can do what they say they're going to do. And if you don't trust them, do your due diligence before you do. Do the interviews, check some references, check their portfolio, check their work. Take your time. You don't have to hire someone right away. You don't have to make a quick decision. But making sure that when you're in that relationship together and you're working on this project together, that you're bringing a spirit and a heart of kindness to the job, because your web people, they are doing their best. They only get paid if they deliver what you want. They don't do their job, they're not getting paid, and we know that. So we are, whether it looks like it to you or not, we are doing our best in the most efficient way to get the job done. And if something goes sideways, we know that that is bad. You don't need to tell us that. We know that that is bad, and we are working to get it resolved as soon as possible. And in tech, sometimes things do go wrong through no fault of the web team. It could be a server issue or a domain issue or a plugin issue or something completely separate from the work the actual web team is doing. So extending that courtesy and that benefit of the doubt and that kindness goes a long way, but also expecting your web team to do the same. You know, there will probably be times when the client stresses out the web team, and we have to show patience and compassion and gentleness and wisdom as well. So it goes both ways. So clarity, communication, and kindness. And those are really the three keys to an awesome website project. I will talk to you tomorrow.